Saudi National Bank's first half net income rises 10.4%, and MENA debt issuances double this year. You're watching the Daily Brief with Forbes. I'm Rabia Faraj. Saudi National Bank saw 10.4% growth in net income to $2.7 billion in this year's first half, driven by higher operating income and lower operating expenses. The kingdom's largest bank by assets saw operating income rise 5% year on year to $4.6 billion. Its loans and advances grew 7.7% during the period. Deposits rose 1.6% in the first half, with customer deposits up 6%. The bank's overall balance sheet grew by 5% in the first half compared to the 6 months previous. Saudi's total merchandise exports fell by 32.1% year on year to $25.9 billion in May due to lower oil shipments. Official data reveals oil exports dropped by 37.7% to $19.2 billion. Non-oil exports, excluding re-exports, plunged by 19.2% year on year in May. China remains Saudi's main export destination, with 17.4% of the kingdom's total exports at $4.5 billion. India follows with $2.4 billion, or 9.4% of total exports, and Japan comes third with $2.2 billion, or 8.3% of total exports. MENA debt issuances more than doubled in value year on year during this year's first half to $45.9 billion. It's a two-year high, according to Refinitiv data. Saudi was the most active issuer, accounting for 60% of total bond proceeds, followed by the UAE with 22% and Bahrain with 6%. Government and agencies issuers accounted for 52% of proceeds raised, and financial issuers accounted for 40%. Sukuk raised $18.4 billion, a 189% jump year on year and a 6-year high. Qatari telecoms company Oridu, Kuwaits Zayn Group, and Dubai-based TASC Towers Holding have entered into exclusive talks to create the MENA's largest tower company. The negotiations are to combine their 30,000 telecom tower assets in Qatar, Kuwait, Algeria, Tunisia, Iraq, and Jordan into a jointly owned independent tower company in a cash and share deal. Gulf carriers have been divesting from tower assets to reduce infrastructure costs and focus on ICT. These deals have attracted specialized tower operators looking to enter new high-growth markets. The UAE government's revenue reached $31.47 billion in Q1, with expenditure at $25.5 billion. Official data shows total revenue included $17.29 billion of tax revenue and $13.12 billion from other sources like property income, sales of goods and services, fines, and penalties. The total government expenditure of $25.18 billion comprised net investment in non-financial assets and current expenses. The figure implies an estimated surplus of $6.29 billion. Aldar is boosting its investment in its retail portfolio to $272.26 million with a redevelopment of Al Jimmy Mall Al Ain and Al Hamra Mall Ras Al Khaimah. The Abu Dhabi developer says it's planning a $136.13 million investment in the two malls. It follows a redevelopment of Abu Dhabi's Yas Mall, also for $136.13 million. The malls will be expanded with more leasable area, new stores, and F&B outlets. Crypto exchange Rain says its Abu Dhabi unit obtained a license to operate a virtual assets brokerage and custody service for clients in the UAE. Bahrain headquartered Rain, backed by Coinbase, says its entity based in the Abu Dhabi global market will now offer institutional clients and some retail clients in the UAE the ability to buy, sell, and store virtual assets. Rain will also be able to open a bank account in the UAE and allow clients in the country to fund their own accounts when using the local payment network. Hong Kong stocks rallied more than 4% today, with developers and tech firms soaring. It came after a pledge by China's leaders to introduce measures to boost the economy, particularly the troubled property sector. The news added to optimism that the U.S. Federal Reserve is close to the end of its interest rate hiking cycle. The Hang Seng jumped 4.1%, the Shanghai Composite rose 2.13%, while the Shenzhen Composite climbed 2.19%. It's time now for a look at today's Forbes Real-Time Billionaires ranking, which tracks the daily ups and downs of the world's wealthiest people. Our biggest winner today is Elon Musk. He's at $5.9 billion with net wealth now of $242.4 billion. Musk is once again the world's richest person. Our second biggest winner today is Indonesian coal mogul Lau Tuk Kwang. He's up $2.8 billion with net wealth of $29.2 billion. And our third place winner is Adani Group's Gautam Adani, up $2.5 billion with net wealth of $54.4 billion. Check out our website and our social media for all of the latest Billionaires news. I'm Ramya Faraj. This is the Daily Brief. Thanks for watching. See you tomorrow.